Canadian wine lovers, we are live revealing another Canadian wine that will get unwrapped, and then we'll interview the winemaker. So, wine number 2 tonight. Carl
Wine
Boucher.
number 2, Carl's Wine Club members, Canadian wine lovers, everyone across the country. It is Monday, special edition of the Pan-Canadian Advent Calendar number 2. A lot of fun. We had an absolute blast last night unveiling the Okanagan Falls Noble Ridge 2017, the one Grand Reserve Traditional Method Sparkling Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. It was starting our savored by the professional of savoring, Mira Boucher. Absolutely crushed it with the knife. Yep, absolutely. So we started with the bang, a 93 plus points, Carl's Wine Club, to start a amazing traditional method. A great time, great interview with Benoit Gauthier, winemaker, director of winemaking, general manager at Noble Ridge. We had a good time talking cheese curd, talking harvest, talking sparkling wine, but also talking this absolute beauty, which got from one of the champagne expert of Canada, 100 points, and also an incredible 96 points par by the much respected John Schreiner. So 96 points. I give it a 93 plus, but I think like the finesse and the sophistication of that sparkling wine is absolutely fantastic. 66 months on these. Beautiful, beautiful texture and great energy in that wine. Still absolutely rocking for a 2017. So yeah, that was yesterday, and now it's day 2. We are going to Ontario in Niagara for wine number 2. And this is a winery that we have never featured before. This is a wine that is not on the market just yet, hasn't been released yet. And I tasted it at our varietal marathon earlier this year, and I absolutely loved it. And it was on my short list for that varietal. So
You've given us tons of hints. Mike is guessing it was a BC wine, and it's an Ontario one for this one. So Carl tried to be as fair as possible with 12 wines. I think there's maybe a little bit more of BC in this one, oddly enough.
I have 7 and 5 on this year.
Yes, which is really interesting because actually BC wine is in very short supply. But I think we have some really great gems from BC in this one. It worked out really well for actually something like this Advent calendar because the BC wines are in short quantities because of what happened with the vintages here the last couple of years. But and we don't need a ton to be able to tell the story of these wines. It's just super interesting stuff, right? So it's perfect.
Well, Mira, I have a disclosure regarding the amount, regarding the split. I was at 6 and 6.
Are you?
And I realized that I did not have a wine from the Similkameen Valley.
Yeah, that's true.
That's exactly what happened. And I was like, shit. I don't have a wine from the Similkameen. So
a lot of people overlook the Similkameen and kind of lump it in with the Okanagan, but it is so different, isn't it?
Oh, I mean, it's not even the same planet. And it's funny because I drove throughout the Similkameen yesterday to go coach a hockey game down in Princeton. And I was with a couple dads who are just talking about like how incredible this valley, incredibly different it was than from where we live in the Okanagan. And it was like trying to explain them about the the complete different flavor and taste profile that the wines who grow in the Similkameen compared to the Okanagan. And it was like, it's impossible. We're like half an hour, 45 minutes away. It should be the same thing. I was like, no, man, you guys have no clue. It is so freaking different.
It's so rugged and National Geographic. I mean, like big mountains, big valley, and cacti, and yeah, very rugged, sandy soils, windy at
So
night, which is
the
good for the wine.
the why we're at 7 wine BC and 5 Ontario. That's for that reason. So now,
Woo-hoo.
yeah,
I
I
hope you
hope
guys
you.
have some nibbles with your wines tonight. Let us know where you're tuning in from. I see Dana from Edmonton, and I think your wines finally arrived, given that flooding situation in BC. And woohoo! And Mary or Louise there, same thing. Power just came back on. Oh, that's nice. Good. Sorry you had no power. Geez, there's been a lot of weather-related things in Canada the last couple days. Holy smokes!
You tell me. You tell me. You want to talk about my drive from Sherbrooke to from Victoriaville to Toronto on Friday? Yeah, on Friday night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rough.
But
So
talking
yeah,
about wine, I mean, we're going from. So, Mike, I appreciate the thought that might be stay in BC, but after the first night where we started with the splash with sparkling wine, I felt the need to go to Ontario, and I really wanted to start something not necessarily too soft or too light. I wanted to go bang. I remember last year. We started with the Benjamin Bridge, and after that, we went with the Gamay. So we started slight and progressive, and you know what? I said, fuck that. This year, we're going bam right out of the gate. And I choose a wine who hasn't been released yet, but they submitted some samples to the Wine Line, the Canadian, the Wine Line Championship in 2025, and sent Carl's Wine Club couple samples. And I'd say something that Wine Line liked them so much that they were voted gold medal with a 92 or 93 points. And I rated them blind taste 93 points and was in my top 5 of my Cap Franc marathon. Oops, I said Cap Franc. I said Ontario. So you know what? I think we're gonna have to
open it. The suspense is killing me. There we go. So Jen in Surrey's already got hers open. That is awesome. Okay, so let's open it up. So we've got we know it's a Cap Franc.
We know it's from Ontario. Now I'm gonna.
Daryl. That's weird. We'll talk to you about that after. Yeah, what were you gonna say, Carl?
Well, we know it's Cap Franc. We know it's Ontario. I would say it's from the Beamsville bench, and
as if you know.
I know, right?
So I don't know if Lisa and Jared are here, but they've been bugging us to feature this winery for a long time. We finally had some of their wines in the Cap Franc Marathon, and you gave it what, 93 points?
93 points for this one. I love the richness. I love the purity of I know that a Cap Franc is pure and ripe when I get my nose in the glass and I smell Black Forest cake. And this is that's from the powerful 2020 vintage. This wine is rich, it's bold, it's a big boy Cabernet Franc. Un beau petit bonjour à ma belle-mère, à mon frère, Hélène, qui nous écoute de Drummondville. Un beau bonjour en français à tout le monde. Ça fait plaisir de vous voir. Yeah, this is Valérie's mom. Your sister-in-law.
So cool. No, what do you say? Bonsoir. There you go.
You got that right.
That's awesome. Lisa's on her way home. Drive safe. Okay, so this is what? The 2020 organized crime, and it's a fun story. Do you guys talk about that in the interview at all with the name of the winery?
A little bit. I'm not too much about these kind of stories. I'm more about the story of the vineyard and the story of the winemaking. But yes, we touched a little bit about the story of how it came about. The name was chosen by the previous owner, but I mean, this is kind of a fun story here about the organized crime. But it's the Sacred Series, which is the top of the line of organized crime. They make micro cuvee in special vintage, and this is their Cabernet Franc, obviously. So yeah,
Well, while you
I'm
tell us a tad more before we jump into the interview, because many of our interviews are live, which is really cool because we can ask the winemaker questions. Some of them, especially as we get close to Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, are going to be recorded. It's a busy time of year, but we're still so grateful that the winemakers are taking their time to chat with us about each of these wines. Super cool. So this one is recorded, but I'm going to crack it open. But
the winemaker is a little bit like me. He has two kids, both in hockey, and his nights are fully packed. So he's like, Carl, I cannot make it at night. I'm so sorry. I was like, man, I totally understand what you're going through.
Right after this, Carl's going to coach hockey.
I have to jump on the ice after that one.
That's
so
how Canadian
yep.
this guy is. Tasting Canadian wine and then going to coach hockey. That's very Canadian of you, Carl Boucher.
That's the life of a hockey coach here, or that's the life of a Canadian wine taster. I don't know.
There you go. Well, I'm going to bring this up because you know what? You are the best at opening these. Honestly,
you bring a wine opener. I don't have a wine opener up there.
I've probably uncorked 5 bottles in my entire life because I'm married to this guy. So, you know, not a skill I need to do. But one of these days, I will get even better at it. But yeah, tell us a little bit more about the wine.
Well, before we talk a little bit more about the wine, I want to ask everyone who are tuning in right now to please let us know where are you tuning in from, because we want to know, because that group who purchased the advent calendar will be on pretty much the whole freaking 12 days. So how about you put your name out there and where are you tuning from? Because it's fun. We realized last year that people were starting to connect with each other, started to know each other from the web. And when we started to do our event, people were like, yeah, oh no, I know you were commenting during the advent calendar. So let us know where you're from. And I want to know, what do you think of the traditional method sparkling, the one 2017 from Noble Ridge that we tasted yesterday? I want to know your opinion, and I want to know what you think about my 93 plus points on that wine. Last year we had some fun conversation back and forth about the score, what you guys think about the score. And you know what? Maybe I taste 2,000 Canadian wines every year, but I mean, you guys are the ultimate judge. You tell me if you agree, if I overscore, underscore, bang on. Tell me what you think of the 93 plus, the one by Noble Ridge. And as I mentioned, John Schreiner gave it a 96 points. Catherine McKishney, expert of champagne, gave it 100 points. I don't know how did she get to that score personally, but hey, man, I have to respect every single wine critics out there. So yeah, so today we are tasting the organized crime Cabernet Franc 2020, and after there you go. There you go, the wine opener.
This
the
classics.
Organized crime.
And Ovino.
And the Ovino. So I got the, okay, so yeah, and organized crime. This wine was aged for 18 months in French oak. I would say probably a just around 20% new French oak, I believe. So from the 2020 vintage, that's the fun part of that, because now we don't see releases from the 2020 anymore. I mean, these ones have been long gone so far. There was so sought after for the big reds. Yeah, now this wine, that's the surprising part. This is the gold medal here, right? The surprising part is it hasn't been released yet. That's the fun thing. And why is it they kept it in the cellar until now? Just like the winemaker told me in an interview, you guys going to listen to it, but it just wasn't ready to drink yet. I love, just like Kern and Co. that we're featuring this week at Carl's Wine Club, I love when wineries don't release their wine because they have to sell it. They release it when they're ready to drink, not ready to sell, but ready to drink. I mean, I know this is not all of the winemakers, all of the winery owner who has the same luxury of doing that. Some have a really small quantity of wine, and at some point, money has to come in the bank. So here you go. So they have to sell the wine, not always at optimizing the window of drinkability, but which I respect totally, totally. Like I mean, like these business decisions often are like that. It's the accountant who are making the decision more than the winemaker. But yeah, so here, so hey, you left and you didn't even get your own glass.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll send a messenger. One sec.
Send the messenger. Yeah. So there you go. I put my Enovino in. So for people who are wondering, so here, that's the Enovino. Whoop. That's my Enovino here. A little tube with nice little hole in there. And here, the little rim of silicone who get very nicely in the neck of the bottle and aerate and decant my wine one glass at a time. So it's what is my very favorite tool to use.
If you leave a comment, we're spinning the wheel. Last night, Tracy won, and she chose the Enovino. I'm going to give you a choice between this and some of my very favorite Okanagan chocolates from Carrot Chocolates, because it's been a while since we've been out there. So Carrot Chocolates, gorgeous little, I'll have to get a picture for later, little chocolates made actually, they started out of the basement of Mission Hill Winery using the grape skins and must from the winemaking process and making them into these amazing chocolate truffle things. They look amazing. They're like art. So either a little box of chocolates or an Enovino. That's what we're drawing for tonight. And you get to choose at the end if you win. Thank you. That's awesome. We have awesome Gabby here helping us out.
So cheers, everyone. Canadian wine lovers. Cheers
Beautiful
to reveal number 2, which is the organized crime Sacred Series Cabernet Franc 2020. And the cool thing about that is this wine has not been released just yet. The market has not seen that. The wine club at Organized Crime has not seen that wine yet. It's been sitting in the cellar at Organized Crime waiting for the perfect time to be released. And well, here we are. Here we have it at Carl's Wine Club Advent Calendar, which is making a really cool release for us. So I mean, that's what I was saying. When I get my nose in a glass and I can smell Black Forest cake, I'm like, yeah, I love that. This is, to me, that's the purity of Cabernet Franc, who absolutely jump right there. It's super, super expressive on the nose for this guy. Unfine, unfiltered. You can see the wine is fairly cloudy. Good dose of tobacco in there. Almost cigar box. Mocha and dark fruit as well. 14% alcohol. So I'm expecting, as I know, like it's a big boy Cab Franc, definitely. A little bit of licorice as well.
Oh, look at this hunk of like really melted cheese. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's like cheese porn. Wow, I love it. Very good.
The tannin are bold. There's a little bit of savoriness, but dark fruit, black currant, a little dark sherry. a little bit of herbaceousness on the more savoriness on the mid palate, finishing
Mm.
up with some oak spice, cinnamon, white pepper, lots of lingering white pepper right there. Yeah.
Mm. So
Uh,
good.
yeah, it is so
Yes.
good. The length is fantastic. Yeah, wonderful wine. I like how bold it is. Blind taste. I mean, if you blind taste me and I don't know about the vintage, I will might start with something like 2021 South Okanagan. Will be might be my first reaction because it's juicy, it's bold, there's a little smoky tobacco aspect to it. And but now you realize you're like, whoa, wait a minute, it's 2020 vintage, so that could totally be Niagara. And yeah, absolutely, that's the Beamsville bench. There's a little bit of a charcoal-like minerality on this in the second half of that wine. So yeah, that's good. I really like that. Now, if people who are listening right now, you guys probably had a sip already, and I want to hear your comments. I want to know what you're thinking. You like it? Too young? Maybe not ready to drink? I mean, to me, I like my wine in their youth. I like the energy. I like punchy. I like tannins in my wine. So this to me, yes, it is ready to drink. For some people, well, might say, hey, no, a little bit too much for me. That I like. So I want to hear your opinion. I want to know what you think.
Fantastic. I'm just replying on Instagram to people on Instagram. Mike doesn't think it tastes young at all. I don't think so either. It's got some really beautiful, I mean, it's vibrant, but it's very like well rounded, and there's you can tell why it won gold at Wine Align, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
It's a 93-point Carl Wine Club wine, so that to me is like wow level. Like,
I mean, where but a wine in its youth, like for why I'm bringing that point, that aspect of that one, I think is the tannic structure. Feel fairly young tannin, but they're not aggressive. So I agree with you, Mike. I think we're on the same page. It doesn't feel like a wine who's too young. Absolutely not.
oh,
This
it's like
wine hasn't hit the middle of its curve, not even close. This one is just like on the upswing right now, and this
mm-hmm.
wine's going to keep improving in the next 3 years. I don't see that wine hitting its prime for another 3 years. So this is a wait and see, but really freaking enjoyable right now. What do
Mm-hmm.
you think, Mira?
I love it. I just had it with the sort of peppery salami. Really nice. Really nice.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, you haven't said why it's called organized crime, right?
I haven't said it yet, and we're
No.
talking about it a little bit, but I want to hear a little bit about the comments here. If people are commenting about their what they're thinking of the wine, what's their
Yeah,
opinion.
let's see. Dana says it's drinking well and went lovely with their cheeses. That's great. Sounds like Lisa's home. Welcome home, Lisa. And then Dean saying, finding this one more subtle when compared to Last Cab Franc, which was from BC, which depends where in BC, but some of the South Okanagan Cab Francs are like way more punchy, aren't they, Carl?
Yeah, but depend on the vintage too, right? And I think to me, depend on each and every producer. Wines has a curve. Wines get into some phases. Sometimes they're so expressive, they're absolutely exploding out of the gate. Some gets sometimes in a little funk, gets a little like sleepy at some point. So it's hard to judge. And to me, it's by phases. So that's how I see that. I just love how that wine express itself right now. It smells like I said, I have multiple layers on the nose, as much as I have multiple layers on the palate as well. But the nose just reveal many different layers of tobacco, many different layers of a little bit of the jammy fruit, a little hint of red pepper jelly as well. Great mid palate. Tannins are great, and I love the finish. So,
Simon's saying light and fruity upon opening, but opened up with air. We did aerate it with the Enovino, so that might add a good half hour.
oh yeah, absolutely. I'm at least half an hour ahead of all of you guys with my Enovino.
Depending on when you let it start breathing. And the tobacco notes are adding a nice background with some Parmesan cheese, though this is also nice with cheddar as recommended. That's what Jennifer's saying. And Dean's saying he's still enjoying it, appreciates the juiciness. You know, I totally agree. Very juicy Cab Franc to me. I can tell why it's an award winner. I can tell it's Cab Franc. I can tell you Cab Franc was my least favorite grape. And now because of like some of the Cab Francs we've had, I can't say that anymore. It's just, they're too good. But yeah, the story in a nutshell with the name I thought was cute. It had something to do with like two, like parishes a long time ago that were fighting about whether there should be an organ in their church. And one night, the side of the parish that said there shouldn't be an organ, they committed an organized crime. They took the new organ and they put it on wheels and they flung it down a cliff. So I guess because of the organized crime, which is now at the scene of the current winery I'm expecting, because of the organized crime, I guess they ended up not having an organ after all at that particular parish. So I thought that was kind of quirky, and that's why it's called Sacred Series as well. But yeah, I guess it's just a little nod to the history of that particular little spot where they are on the Beamsville bench.
Absolutely. And I want people to pay attention on the length of the white pepper finish. That stands out to me. Big freaking time. The finish just linger and linger at the tip of my tongue with like a white pepper sensation. This is really interesting. I really like that.
Yeah. Well, Lisa has a good point. She's saying amazing great value. What is the price point on this wine? Do we know?
49, like 49.95. Like this is the Sacred Series. This is the top
end. Yeah,
this is the top end of their lineup. I was not allowed. My business partner did not allow me to put wine under a specific price point.
No, I'm open-minded. I just said they have to be at least 92 points because those are like the real outliers, right? Like really special.
That was 92 point minimum. So yeah, and this one absolutely made the cut. Yeah, pay attention on the finish. It's really impressive to me. The length of a white pepper sensation all the way through and keeps going and going and going.
Totally. Mary's saying must be related to Blasted Church. It's a great point. I do think Blasted Church has a Sacred Series as well. And they have some kind of story with an old church that used to be on the property or nearby the winery. And a lot of their wines are kind of like very fun, heaven, hell kind of influences or themes, I guess. They have fun with it. It's pretty fun. Yeah, I wonder if they know of each other. They probably don't. But it's true. Very similar themes. And similar ideas.
The labels are a little, yeah, especially for the Secret Series, a little bit more, I think, theme here. Yeah. A little bit more, let's say, classic for this one than any of the Blasted Church from Okanagan Fall.
They hired an artist that did like a lot of cartoon style things for their labels, so they really went all out with that theme. It's pretty fun. When you work it in the mouth, nice pepper, says Dana. Yeah, fabulous. Well, should we jump into the interview?
What did Mike? What did the average wine enthusiast is saying about? Are you
Oh my
just
gosh, they paired it with prosciutto and cheese. But they also had it with meatloaf, fingerling potatoes, and asparagus, which paired very nicely. So that is a heck of a meal, you guys. That is fabulous. I mean, that's what you got to do in Canadian winter is hunker down, have these comfort foods, have these incredible wines.
oh,
You guys are
meatloaf?
living it.
My mouth is watering. I freaking love a good meatloaf. Oh, I love it.
Love it. Karen says she can definitely manage a glass of this on this Monday. So that's awesome.
Oh, it is so juicy.
Oh.
This is so freaking juicy. I'm loving it even more, like every second right now. And guys,
Mr. CRM
I would
888,
love.
I got to add you to our draw. And he's giving us good context. Blasted Church refers to a real 1929 event in OK Falls where Wooded Church was dismantled using dynamite to loosen its rusty nails to relocate it, with only the steeple being destroyed. That's right. I totally forgot about that. Love it. So I'm going to add you to our draw, but I don't know your real name, so I'm going to call you Mr. CRM 888. And Stacy and Jeff are already on the dark chocolate. Awesome.
Hey, I would like to let you know that when I pour Mira a very, very generous pour. And I noticed that Mira's glass is already empty. So just saying, everyone.
It was good. That means it met my seal of approval.
There you go. I feel I feel like I've been doing my job. So how about we meet what's the name of the, not George, I have in mind George, but it's not George. Let's meet the winemaker. I completely forgot his name.
Oh, I think it is George. But you're going to introduce him in a second. So here we go, guys.
Woohoo! So day 2, we're talking Cabernet Franc, we're talking Niagara, we're talking organized crime, and I'm here with Greg, winemaker at Organized Crime. Greg, how's it going?
It's going good. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, so I mean, hey, it's winter now. I don't know, but I had to sneak out to Quebec right now, and the outside world looked completely different than the Okanagan world right now. Holy smokes. How's things in Niagara right now?
Not bad. It's kind of cold today, but we don't have much snow here yet. So we've had an early start to winter. It's kind of cold.
Holy smokes, it got 2.5 feet of snow yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
luck getting home.
I know, right? I know. That's crazy. So, hey, Greg, I had like some funny story here. I had every year we organize the Pan Canadian Masterclass, a big get together between winemakers and wineries that we set 12 different wineries from all over the country in a big tasting with 200 guests from all over the country. And this year we had members who traveled from all over Western Canada to Niagara for a big event. And they went to taste your wine at Organized Crime. And it became a big talk about members. Carl, you never feature Organized Crime. Oh my God, you need to meet with them. Your wines are so awesome. I got peppered by members all over the place, and I'm like, oh my God, I need to do something.
Great.
So our member found you guys before I did. So I mean, see, our people do work for us. Can you tell us a little bit about the general story of Organized Crime? How did it all came about, and who's behind that with you?
Sure. So the winery was founded by Jan and Christina. So this was back like around 2000 period. He purchased this 40 acre piece of land on the Beamsville Bench. So we're kind of right in between like Hidden Bench and Fielding, if you know the area at all.
Okay. Yeah.
There were orchards. So he did a lot of work, cleared and planted 25 acres of grapevines. And so the story that came about the Organized Crime, they were looking for a brand. They went to a company called Brand Ever. You might know them. They've done a lot of brands like Blasted Church, Moon Cursor, Megalomaniac, Born Affairs. So a lot of very graphic brands that kind of have a story to tell, I guess. So they found a story of in the Jordan area. It was 2 Mennonite factions, and one of them was very devout, one of them not so much, and they had a pipe organ in their church. So the story is the one group broke in, dismantled and stole this organ and ditched it into Jordan Harbor. So it kind of, if you look at all the labels, it kind of tells this graphic story of this event happening. And so therefore we have the organized crime name. So not what most
There
people
you
think.
go.
But, yeah, it takes a bit of explaining.
Yeah, well, I was wondering what was the piano or that like the thing on the label. So here you go. Now you're telling.
There's the organ, exactly.
There you go. I get it now. So, and in terms of the wine portfolio, originally when they planted the vineyard, what did they got to the ground to start?
So, I mean, there were a few mistakes made. There was Gewürztraminer, Syrah, Viognier,
like it happen usually, right? Like you really get it right the first time. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, they were listening to advice of consultants, whatever, but we planted some stuff that was not cold hardy enough for the location. So we had a lot of winter kill. The Viognier and Syrah were gone, I think, around 2008. 2020, we pulled out the last of the Gewürztraminer, and we've decreased the Merlot. So a little, and now we planted in place of those varieties. We put in Riesling, we have Cab Franc, Pinot Gris, things that are just more suited to where we are, to our weather.
No, I get it, and that's funny that we're going to talk about Cab Franc a little bit more in depth. But I just want to pick your brain here because I've been tasting Canadian wines for almost a decade now, like consistently just for living. That's what I do: taste Canadian wines from Nova Scotia all the way to Vancouver Island. And I'm really starting to believe that Cab Franc on the national level has probably to be the Canadian red grape, where I think can showcase terroir from Bate Fundy all the way to Vancouver Island, across Niagara, across the Okanagan, across lands. I think that Cab Franc shows well in every single region of the country. Is it the case for you guys?
No, I think you're right. I think part of Cab Franc is that it's very versatile. So you can go anywhere from a Blanc de, like I think Two Sisters have a Blanc de Franc. You know, they're making a really good sparkling wine out of Cab Franc, and you can the entire.
Yeah, you're right. I think 13th Street does it too. 13th Street does a Blanc de, yeah.
We do a really light Cab Franc rosé, so we can do this style. You can make a really juicy, drinkable Cab Franc. You know, these bigger, more extracted styles, all the way to ice wine. And it's very easy to grow. It doesn't like to rot like some of the other reds that we grow, like Pinot Noir. That's very finicky and can be challenging. So Cab Franc, it's a workhorse grape for sure, and it can make a style just about everywhere in the country, I think.
Absolutely, I had to bring that up a little bit because I think that's where that's where my mind is going, and I think that from coast to coast, that's the grape that everyone can count in, vintage in and vintage out. But so that's a little bit of the story for organized crime on its own. How many cases production do you guys do on a yearly basis, ballpark? What's your sweet spot right now?
Yeah, well, we have 25 acres, so a lot of it's depending on the vintage. This year we had a really dry year, so nothing really sized up, so we had a pretty low crop. So we maybe came in around 4,000 cases. We averaged about 2 tons an acre. In a year like 2023, where we have lots of precipitation and we had, very large clusters, so we had a big crop, we maybe made about 6,000 cases. So we're in that 4,000 to 6,000 case range. It's really vintage dependent. We don't buy any fruit, so everything that comes from our property is what we make. So we're dictated by this.
Okay, so that was my next question. So everything is estate, so everything's come from your Beamsville bench property. So you guys are VQA Beamsville bench?
That's it. Yep. Everything we make, actually, I grow on site. So our grapes, our wine, that's it.
Okay, and the next question about your portfolio is, what's the workhorse at the organized crime? What is the grape that you see? That's our flagship grape. That's the one that we count in every year.
Personally, I think it's Chardonnay. I think 10 out of 10 years we can grow it.
Man, we can become best friend, man. We can become best friend, Greg. I mean, you're speaking my language here. Sorry to interrupt. Please keep going.
I wish we had more planted. They didn't plant as aggressively as, we have way more Cab Franc than Chardonnay planted. We have more Pinot Noir than Chardonnay. We have more Cabernet Sauvignon planted than Chardonnay. So I wish that was a flip there. But I think Chardonnay, we can do exceptional Chardonnay every year. I don't know if we can do that with every other grape. Most, even Cab Franc, maybe there's 1 year out of 10 where it's a challenge, where maybe we don't get the heat. It's very, on the more herbaceous side, right? So Chardonnay, I never worry about Chardonnay. I worry about everything else. I don't worry about Chardonnay. So.
Well, I mean, like with Chardonnay, I think you can play with the chard depending on what Mother Nature gives you, right?
Exactly.
Like you get colder with it, you can do something different with it. But at the end of the day, at the end of the year, you know that you can produce a Chardonnay that suits what Mother Nature provided.
Yeah, if we look back at our pick dates for Chardonnay, there's about more than a 3-week window, probably about a 24 or 25-day window of where we
That's
pick
crazy.
it from mid-September all the way to mid-October. I personally prefer the years where we're picking it later. It's got more time to develop slowly and ripen without sugars taking off too high. So, but yeah. we can play with pick date and essentially make a very consistent style even on the bench. So it's my favorite grape to grow and to produce. So.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So now that's for organized crime. Just before we shift to your story, so organized crime, I know that we're going to taste the Sacred series with us today. So do you have different tiers? You tier your wines in a few different levels in terms of price point. Can you because I think we never feature your brand. So can you explain a little bit, our members here who are listening, the tiering process for you guys? How do you guys select your barrels or your block in the vineyard? How does this happen?
Yeah, sure. So we started this series around 2020. So there was a change in the ownership. Christina unfortunately passed away in 2016, and her husband Jan decided to sell in 2020. But the winery was taken over by Christina's daughter Anya and her husband Edward. So they're the current owners. So when that switch happened, we had a conversation about how to delineate between these tiers because we didn't have them at the time. And it was confusing, I think, for consumers. So now we do. We have our base tier, which is these very graphic labels. The Sacred series is this new design we came up with, just a little more classic look.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's all very in the moment. We're in the vineyard looking for the best fruit. Even after harvest, we're looking for, did this ferment turn out how we wanted? Are these barrels the right barrels? So it's constant. It starts in the vineyard and ends at barrel selections. So
okay, exactly.
What the year doesn't always produce, 2023 to 2024 were very different years. So maybe we didn't make a Sacred Series Cab Franc in 23, where we did in 24. So it's all very dependent. We're all very in the moment.
Yeah, so starting, you spot the best fruit in the vineyard, you bring it in the winemaking facility, keep going, and if it makes it after that, you're going to start selecting that way?
Exactly. We keep everything broken up into very small little bits and pieces in the winery. We make a lot more work for ourselves at harvest, but we keep it all very separate. So we have little blocks fermenting separately from others, and then we can put those to barrel separately and assess how they age and go from there. So yeah, we never make up your mind too early because we've been wrong so many times before. You think this is the best block. After ferment, after 6 months in barrel, you're wrong. It's the block you didn't think was performing as well at harvest. So you never know. Keep an open mind.
Totally. So that's a little bit for organized crime. And now you, Greg, when did you came along? When did you jump on board with organized crime?
I think this was my 12th vintage at organized crime this year. So the first two, I was actually working with another fellow, Ross Wise, who, if you're in BC, you know who Ross is.
Oh, you did work with Ross. Oh, that's awesome. So Ross was at Black Hills here for many years. So he was at the head of Andrew Peller. So I know Ross quite well. So that's cool.
He hired me for my first winemaking job at Flat Rock years ago. So that was my first assistant winemaker job was with him, and he's been a good friend and mentor since. But he left to go out to BC in 2016. So that's when I took over at Organized Crime. So the last 10 years I've been there managing the vineyard and making the wine. Before that, I worked with Ross for maybe a couple years doing a lot of little wineries around Niagara, Flat Rock before that. Before this, I was actually a carpenter for about a decade. My wife and I were living out in BC, really getting into wine as a hobby, reading about wine. Just every bottle I had, I would read about it as we were enjoying it. We came back to Guelph, actually. My wife went to vet school. And during that period, I read about this program down here in Niagara. So I ended up coming down here as soon as she was done her schooling. And I went back to school. And then here we are, 20 years later.
So you went to Niagara College?
I did go to Niagara College for the 2-year program there, yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. There's so many people that I talk like this is their alma mater. Like Niagara College has such a huge influence on the progress of the Niagara wine industry, right?
Yeah, it's a good option, especially if you're coming from another career and you don't want to spend another 4 years back in school. It was kind of a quicker version to get into the industry and just to get your feet wet. So it was good.
That's absolutely fantastic. It's okay. I like to ask that question to different winemakers because some winemakers are winemakers who shine in the winemaking facility. What they love is to play with the barrels, to use different techniques to make the wine. And some winemakers, they're more farmers. Like I know, like when I talk with Brian Schmidt, Brian's like, my time, I love to spend my time in the vineyard. That's where I'm happy. And I was talking with Adam Kern yesterday. Adam's like, I'm happy when I play with my barrels. Like I leave the agricultural side to Greg Wismer, to people who knows how to do the stuff in the vineyard. I'm happy making the wine. So which kind of winemaker are you?
Lucky for me, I get to do it all. So
I guess one of the two makes you happier, or no, you're happy with everything.
It's funny. I've been doing this as one thing for so long. I don't look at it as two separate entities anymore. I look at myself. I'm growing wine and making wine. So it's hard to differentiate now. I'm on the tractor half the day and the winery half the day. It's the same thing. You know, it's
a built-in for you. It's the built-in.
Yeah, I don't see it as two separate entities anymore. It is one thing from pruning to bottling. You know, it could be 2 years later, 3 years later, but that's this one process. And
that's a new answer. That's a new answer for me. I love that, man.
I love the vineyard. I love being in the vineyard. But by the time this time of year comes around, I'm happy to spend a couple months in the winery again. But by April, I'll be happy to get back out on the tractor again. So
exactly right.
My short attention span, maybe.
What's your love child? I mean, which one, like which varietals that you say like, okay, we talk about Chardonnay. Okay, Chardonnay for you is the one. Is there a red that you say like you have more affinity to work with? Or you know what, you're very versatile and you can jump from one to the other like without an issue, or do you have a sweet spot for different grapes?
Well, it's like Cab Franc. This is like your well-behaved a child that does great in school, and then I've got Pinot Noir that's always causing me trouble and getting calls from school, right? Like, so Cab Franc, I love growing Cab Franc, but it's easy. It's not a hard grape to grow. I'll say that. Pinot Noir is a challenge to grow. It requires a lot more attention. So yeah. I love Pinot Noir. I love drinking Pinot Noir. Growing it is a bit less fun. We'll say that.
And so I like to hear that. I like hearing that. And I know that like different grapes don't appreciate the same type of oak barrel or the, let's say the ferment or the aging process. So for you as a winemaker, do you have a certain style? I know because I just got off an hour and something interview with Adam Kern a couple of days ago, and like Adam's like, Carl, I love oak. Like I'm not gonna hide it. That's something that I really love. I leave my wine 36 months. I use 50% new oak, blah blah like that. But some winemaker, and I think we went for a phase where, when people got so sick and tired of California wine, especially for Chardonnay, or even the Cabs left per se, like we're so sick of the big oak extraction and like that, just the Chateau 2x4, right? We swing the pendulum so far on the oak or very only neutral oak spectrum. And I feel it's coming back a little bit now. I can see a little bit more oak coming back on the market, which makes me freaking happy, to be honest. I like ultrous wine. I like wine with body. I like wine. So where do you lean on that?
With Cab Franc, I haven't used new oak since 2019, I think. So I think this 2020, it's got some second passage and third passage oak on there, but I don't think Cab Franc needs new oak. Like if you were to ask me about Cabernet Sauvignon, oh yes, I think it helps it. I think Cabernet Sauvignon can handle it and needs it. So, but with Cab Franc, I haven't used any in 5-6 years. Pinot, we still use a bit, maybe 10%. Cool. But I've really dialed it back. It's all about balance, right? Every wine,
totally.
We're looking for balance, and in some years oak can help balance the wine. Some years I think it puts it out of balance. So it's a challenge. We never have the same year twice in Niagara. We have such varying base material every year. So the rules don't.
I said, what?
The rules don't change every year.
Oh, and what you're telling me right now, I said, Carl, I don't have a recipe book. I play it by
Oh,
ear. I
you try
got my
to.
ingredients on the table. I know what Mother Nature gives me. The numbers are talking, and I put my ingredient together to make sure I got the best recipe possible.
That's about it. We try to be instinctive, just in the moment, tasting and reacting to that. So it's hard with oak. You need to order oak 8 months in advance. So this is tricky. But obviously,
That's the problem.
we don't order a ton. And it usually ends up in our Cabernet Sauvignon for the Bordeaux Reds, at least. So
Yeah. How about your chard? Is your chard your more a barrel ferment but in neutral aging, or how do you usually? Or again, it's vintage, but vintage is very specific.
yeah, we do. So we have some barrel. I actually prefer puncheon, so 500-liter barrel.
Okay. Yeah.
Even if we have a bit of new oak coming in that year, it's going to be a bit of a lesser impact. And we use 1,000-liter foudre as well.
Okay.
So if we have some years, we even do a little bit in stainless steel. Not typically. Only if we have a really big crop, we'll do that. But with our 1,000-liter foudre, we can control temperature, so we can block mallow just using cooling. We can just cool the wine down without having to add sulfur. So we can leave it on its ferment lees for 6-9 months, unsulfured. The puncheons, I really like what puncheons do to Chardonnay. I think they create a nice reductive environment with that mass on the lees bed. So I like to push for more of a slightly reductive style of Chardonnay. Not big into the oxidative, over-oaked, kind of fat, lees-stirred Chardonnays. I'm more restraint, I think, in Chardonnay.
Yeah, restrained, more directional, more precise, more energy.
But that being said, we do bring in a bit of new oak, but we'll try and use oak that matches the fruit in our style and that has fairly low impact. So talking like light, long toasts maybe, and in puncheons, just to have a bit of that spice there, but not to be too obvious. Again, it's balance. Just try to find the balance of the year. So.
Yeah, that right. Hey, let's transition towards the 2020, the Secret Series Cab Franc. I mean, speaking about oak and speaking about what Mother Nature gave you, I mean, 2020 was probably a vintage that you had a lot of fun to work with because, I mean, Mother Nature gave you a lot of fun stuff to work with. So can you tell us a little bit more about the vintage first and foremost?
Yeah, sure. I mean, actually kind of similar to 25 that we just went through. So a very dry year for Niagara, which we don't often get a really dry year, to be honest. We had a lot of days over 30 degrees. So quite a warm vintage for Niagara as well. So with this warm weather, you get rid of that green character in Cab Franc. You degrade the pyrazine character, and malic acid comes really low too. So you get a softer, riper style, more fruit forward, less herbaceous. A lot of small fruit too, small berries from the vintage because of the dry weather. The berries don't size up. So you have a really good ratio between the skin to juice. So you get a lot of extraction really easily. That being said, we're very gentle in ferment. We're extremely gentle with our pump overs and extraction. It's very, very light. And we still end up bringing a lot out of these wines because it's readily available. So, but yeah, 2020 was a gift of a vintage. I don't think we even hedged the vineyard. There was so little growth. It was just really controlled and a very balanced year in the vineyard. So an easy vintage. Like you can't complain about a year like that. So.
I remember, I think I was talking with with Adnan Aysel, and God bless his soul. And Adnan told me, I think it was in 22, we were just talking about soon to be released 2020. And he said, Carl, if you didn't make good wine in 2020, you better sell your business and start doing something else because this one, you couldn't mess it up.
The next year was 2021 though, and we had about 550 millimeters of rain over harvest. So we got a gift in 20, and then the test was 21. So
I know
21 is the year that shows the winemaking.
Absolutely. I remember being there. I was visiting with my friend Marcel Morgenstern at Bellaterra in Niagara-on-the-Lake for the second week of September. And from the moment that arrived, it was pouring rain. And it never stopped for 7 days. And like Martin, I remember Lou on the crush pad, like just like losing his marble, like, oh my God, nothing we can do right now. And the grape were ballooning and oh my God. Even after a very good growing season, because the growing season was great all the way until harvest. So yeah, that's the power of Mother Nature right there. Exactly, when you think you've got something right and oops, nope, not this year, guys. So the 2020 Secret Series, So what does make the Secret Series? What is the parameter? What's the, is it by tasting barrel? Is it by numbers? How do you select the few barrels that you say this one is going into the top one?
I think we knew at harvest that year we were probably making a higher tier of wine just by tasting the fruit in the vineyard. And this came from our older block of Cab Franc we have planted, and it was just, you could just taste in the berries the level of ripeness. It was beyond what we would typically have, even during ferment into barrel. We knew we were onto something special, so we went through and did a barrel selection to pick this out of that older block, and yeah.
And how old is that block?
That block was planted, it's about 25 years. So
okay. Yeah.
These are old vines for Niagara.
Yeah, oh, for sure, for sure.
Vines alive for that long, so.
Yeah, so this block was already spotted, and boom. Did they give him a special treatment in the winery, or like special aging, or like how the process happen?
A bit longer aging. We kept these in barrel for maybe 18 months, but again, no new oak, so some second, some third, and some neutral barrels. Just
total production of that. Total production? What is the total production for the Secret Series 2020?
Of the Secret Series,
250 cases, something like that.
I think it was less than that, actually. I'd have to check my notes quickly.
Yeah,
I think it was about 150 cases.
Yeah. So we're talking like 5 barrels or something like that.
Yeah, these are small productions. I mean, we're not a huge winery either, right? So we only make 5,000 cases a year. So
yeah, you're right.
Our scale, a large batch for us is a small batch for others, I think. So.
Absolutely. And so now, if I'm not mistaken, this wine has not hit the market just yet. This is not on the shelf. This wine is still sitting at the winery to be released at a future rock star coming out, because I had the privilege to taste it in my Cabernet Cab Franc marathon back at the end of August. Okay. And I had 60 Cab Franc from coast to coast, and yours, that Secret Series, ended up in my top 5. Oh, so, nice. And and Anya was telling me, no, this wine is not even on the market yet. We've never released it just yet.
Yeah, we released a couple of our other 2020 Bordeaux Reds, the Petit Verdot, and then one of our Bordeaux Red blends, but they sold out rather quickly. So yeah, we've held this one back, which is great, because I think we drink a lot of our wines way too young. A lot of our wines that have sold through, I'll go and open a bottle in my cellar. I'm like, oh, it's just hitting its like window, it's just showing now, especially with Bordeaux Reds. They can really take that 5-7 years to hit their nice peak. So I think we're going to be releasing this at its perfect drinking window, which is nice.
Yeah.
No need to sell her at this point.
Yeah, I mean, like now I'm excited that our people are going to open that on the second day of the Advent calendar. It's an absolute beauty. I mean, I absolutely love it. I give it 93 points. I think this is such a pinpoint representation of a ripe, hot vintage Niagara. That's that Black Forest cake, that maraschino cherry. There's some white spice on the back end, and I love the layers of all of from the front palate, the transition, nice weight on the mid, but not overly alcohol, well integrated. This is an absolute beauty. So we really, really appreciate what you guys have done, and thank you for partnering up with you. And hopefully we can feature the full slate of your wine in the club very soon.
Absolutely. That'd be great. Thanks for having us.
Well, thanks for being here, Greg. Thanks for taking the time. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Merry Christmas to all your team at the winery, and we'll be in touch soon.
Thank you very much. Good to talk to you this morning.
Thank you, my friend. Have a good one.
Take care. You too.
Woo, that was fun. It's always good to hear from a completely new winemaker, and then you're like, oh wow, we're just scratching the surface of what's out there in Canadian wine. We've been at this almost 5.5 years, so there you go.
I mean, you're bang on. I mean, like, I had no clue what I was getting into. Like, I've never seen him before. I never met him before. Like, I just turned the StreamYard studio. I'm like, here you go. Hey, nice meeting you, man. And let's chat about wine. No, good guy. And another Niagara college guy. So, I mean, that is awesome. Absolutely awesome. And I want people, I want people's opinion here. I want our members' opinion. I want people who are listening to us, how that wine is evolving in your glass, because this wine has nicely evolved in the last 40 minutes. Very nicely evolved in the last 40 minutes. I love what I'm getting it from, what I'm getting right now. The
It is evolving.
tobacco has tamed down a bit. It's not as powerful. The fruit is coming up. And yeah, that long white pepper finish is just so outstanding. That little mineral graphite like, just charcoal like line of minerality is also really spectacular. I gotta love it. I really, really like that.
I do love that. I do love that. Hey, I don't know if I answered it properly. As you guys know, I am not the wine expert. I just drink the wine. But Dean had a great question. He said, do more neutral barrels do less to the juice? Is Greg saying Cab Franc is already too powerful for New Oak? Is that why he's not choosing to use as much of it? What was your take on that?
So I would say no. I would say Cab Franc is not too powerful for New Oak. This is not the reason. Good guess, Dean. But no, Cab Franc, like Cabernet Sauvignon, Syrah, Merlot, tend to be much more powerful than Cab Franc, and they will take on, like Petit Verdot, they will take on oak like at will almost. With Cab Franc, I think it depends of the. It depends of the house style. If they want to really, really protect the Cabernet Franc, I would say Cab Franc is a little gentle in the sense that too much New Oak will kind of mask the Cab Franc property, the Cab Franc characteristic. So that's why the New Oak, you get the wood profile overpowering the characteristic of the Cab Franc. I would say the neutral oak, not the neutral, like I mean, is the second fill and the third fill, which is not neutral at all, bring also some like great mouthfeel characteristic, that little vanilla, that little like not sweetness, but that mid palate oomph. I can totally attribute that to the second and third fill, while the neutral and all of the wood in general will bring the mouth feel. It's not about power. I think, to be honest with you, Cab Franc can definitely take a little bit of New Oak, but not too much. So, to my opinion, there's a good amount of second fill and third fill. So, not the upfront wood profile, but definitely the secondary wood profile is definitely here. And also, it plays a little bit on that peppery finish. This is one of the characteristic of Cab Franc, a very classic. The pepperiness, not as much, not as clear as Syrah, especially not on the black cracked pepper like some of the Syrah can bring, but the more settled pepper, and it's one of the characteristics of the finish of Cab Franc. But the oak profile will help enhance all of these spices characteristic on the finish. So yeah, there's my answer.
Love it, Carl. And Daryl has noticed very aptly that my typical lemon tree that's usually here has been moved, and we now have a real life Canadian Charlie. What's that?
Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown.
I found out just like a couple weeks ago that in BC you can get free Christmas trees. You can go, you just print off a permit to get a Christmas tree off Crown land, and then you can go to all these different places where there's Crown land and just cut your own tree. So I was like, oh, save $100 on a Christmas tree. That sounds like fun. So Carl went and found us this great tree. And I do like it because it is very like, it's like a real tree, you know, it's massive. It's not like, you can tell it wasn't farmed for being a tree. Like it, you know, it's a real tree. It's not like it was raised specifically for being a Christmas tree. It's like a wilder feral tree. Anyway, love it. So we haven't decorated it yet though. We got to putting lights on the lower half of it. That's about as far.
Well, I came back from back east, and I was like, there was one string of light on the one of the bottom corner. So I was like, yeah, definitely someone started, but
yeah, one of our kids was like, guys, there's no decorations. He started, and then we ran out of that string, and anyway, now we found the rest of them. So it will be like a progressive tree. Like possibly tomorrow you'll see more lights on it, and then the next day there'll be like a couple decorations, you know.
It's higher than calendar decoration. Like once, like every bit of the 12 days, there's a little bit more. I like it. It's the progressive Christmas advent calendar.
You drink wine, you have tree decorating. You have wine, tree decorating, charcuterie, wine, tree decorating. Karen has the idea. She said she may have been stringing lights on her tree while listening. Glass may have also emptied during the process. So, yeah. This is the deal. A work in progress. Isn't all of life, Mike? Right? So there you go.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, right. Did we have any comments? Did you have any assessment of the Cap Franc here by our member?
We did earlier. We talked all about that. Hey, you know what we should do though? Before people have to run and before you have to run to hockey is let's do this draw. So you can win either an Enovino wine aerator, which you can never have enough of because if you have multiple wines open, you want to have multiples of these available. You don't want to be like washing your Enovino or, you know, mixing it up. So it's good to have multiples. They're worth about what, $35 each, Carl? Or you can choose my very favorite chocolates that started out of Mission Hill Winery here many years ago. That's carrot chocolates out of Kelowna. Oh my gosh. And they don't ship these ones out. They only ship their chocolate bars, which are not as good. They're still good. But these, so amazing. So amazing. Such a treat with a nice wine. So there you have it. Whoever wins gets to pick one. Tracy picks the chocolates this time. Tracy has the most incredible luck. Like she wins a lot of these draws. So let me share this and get you to our, where are we here?
I haven't heard my friend Daryl about the Cap Franc. I'm curious what Daryl thinks, Mr. Cap Franc.
He said earlier it somehow went missing. Like, I don't know if he's just saying that or if there was like a problem with the shipping or what, but somehow went missing. And
you know what? I have a feeling if something wrong, Mira, stop it now. Okay. I have a feeling that if something went wrong with with this, I would have got a phone call.
There you go. Probably. We would have known about
Daryl, I want to know what you think about the Cap Franc, for God's sake.
Gone missing on purpose because it's not his favorite varietal.
He gifted it to someone.
They're saving the Cap Franc until they get together with Jim and Tracy. And I heard Tracy's making quite a very special meal. That sounds really amazing. So that should be fun for you guys. Okay, Wheel of Names. Oh my gosh, you guys, this always happens after I drink like 2 glasses of wine. We want to do this stuff on the screen that's like, can you see this? Let's see here. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. Sorry. All right, I think I got everybody's names. Okay, are you guys ready? This is for Enovino or carrot chocolates. Whoever wins, I'm going to reach out to you and you pick one. Alain, who I'm assuming was on because Johanne was on. So he might have to hear this through Johanne. But Alain, congratulations, you won. So I'll reach out to Alain and see what he would like for his prize. Yay! Congrats, Alain. Alain, you guys know him, and that's fabulous. Way to go! Way to go! So every night we're doing prize draws, and every night we're revealing a different wine. Tomorrow's wine number 3. So do you have more hints for us other than it does not need to be refrigerated? So that gives you a pretty big hint right there.
There you go. It doesn't have to be refrigerated. It's a nice bag vintage. We're going to have the winemaker and the owner live with us in an interview. So, yeah, that's a little bit what I can say. Yeah, I think both of us, Mira and I, really enjoyed that. Really rich. So, yeah, I'm going to stop because now I think I'm starting to reveal a little bit too much. But yeah.
I have terrible memory with these things, so I actually don't know what is in this. I don't know. I wrapped them all, but I did not associate number 3 with what wine it was. So it will be a surprise for me as well. It'll be great. But Carl, of course, memorizes all these things. Yes, Dean. There's a BC Dean and Ontario Dean. I think both Deans were... No, the other Dean was on last night. Just like we have BC Tracy Miller and Ontario Tracy Miller. And I was trying to get them together the last time that Ontario Tracy was in BC. That would have been fun. All right, Karen, yes, see you tomorrow. Thank you so much, you guys. It was fabulous to see you all. Carl Boucher.
Mira Boucher. Yeah, no, that was awesome. So love my cup for all night, and really looking forward to tomorrow night for another Canadian adventure. So join us, Canadian wine lovers, Carl's Wine Club members. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. And Carl, my screen has gone really wonky, so you're gonna have to end the live. Can you push?
I sure can do that. I sure can do that. Are you starting the music? Are we doing our classic music?
I would love to. The freaking button for the music is gone. The button to end the live is gone. Everything's gone. So
okay. Well,
nice to see you guys. Cheers. You have a fabulous night.
See you next time.
See you next time.